Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of Chris Black's NJPW Report. I am your host, the natural Chris Black of the Saturday Night Slamcasters podcast, independent professional wrestler, and everybody's favorite narcissist. And on today's show, I will be giving you my predictions for this Saturday's Power Struggle event. And I know, after this year's G1 Climax, we just want to get to Wrestle Kingdom. But there's a couple of small stops we have to make before we get there, and one of which is the Power Struggle event. So this will be taking place this Saturday, November 6th at the Osaka Edion Arena. And on the good news side, due to the COVID restrictions slowly being lifted, they are able to host 9 matches this show. So we're going to get our traditional undercard matches, a King of Pro Wrestling defense, a Wrestle Kingdom Right to Challenge defense, and 4 championship matches. So needless to say, I got quite a bit to talk about today, so let's get right to it. Opening match for this event is going to be the Young Lions, Fujita and Oiwa, taking on Suzuki-gun members DOUKI and Kanemaru. Now, come on, people. We all know what's going to happen. The Young Lions are not going to win this match. They are going to get owned by the Suzuki-gun team, and that's going to be pretty much that. The Young Lions are going to put up a good fight, but, it's not going to be enough to beat the veteran team of DOUKI and Kanemaru. So let's go on to the next match. Second match of the evening, we will get Tiger Mask, Honma, and Togi Makabe taking on Jado, Goto, and Tangaloa. That is quite the trio. You have Jado and Goto, who's not necessarily normal in-ring competitors. So with that in mind, I'm just going to go ahead and give the victory to Tiger Mask, Honma, and Makabe. I can't see Jado and Goto getting the win. Although Tangaloa, if he's in the ring in the end, he could potentially pin either one of his 3 opponents. So I'm not going to be so quick to say that the Bullet Club team is going to lose. I'm just going to say I'm not going to be surprised if they do lose. It's not that I don't have faith in Tangaloa. I just don't have that much faith in Jado or Goto. But again, I'm going to put the win on the babyfaces, but I'm not going to be surprised if Bullet Club pulls out a victory. So yeah, I may be copping out a little bit with my pick for this match. So let's move on to the third match. We have Master Wato, Taguchi, and Yuji Nagata taking on Bushi, Himoru Takahashi, and SANADA, the LIJ. Woo. Now, right off the top, I want to say that LIJ is going to get the victory. And then I'm looking at everyone involved. Everyone except for Yuji Nagata and SANADA could potentially be in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. So this match could actually be highlighting the people that are going to be involved in that tournament. So it could really go either way, but I'm going to have to go with LIJ for the victory. Master Wato still has a lot to work on. Taguchi, he could afford a loss. Yuji Nagata, he's not hurt at all with a loss. So I'm going to go ahead and go with LIJ for the victory in this one. So that's it for the undercard. Now let's get to the main matches. So we have the never open weight 6-man tag championships on the line. So on the last night of the G1 Climax tournament, in the finals, you had the House of Torture defeating the 6-man never open weight tag championships in a non-title match. So this time, House of Torture, I make no bones about it. I said so in my review of the finals of the G1. I believe they're going to pick up the victory here. They actually need a big win to establish this mini faction of theirs. And although the Chaos team has had 9 successful title defenses since winning the then vacant titles just over a year ago, I sometimes forget that they're even the champions. So maybe the novelty has worn off with this Chaos team. But if they were to pull off another successful title defense and have a very long run, I wouldn't complain. But I find it to be a bit of a coincidence that it just so happens that there are 3 wrestling members of the House of Torture: Sho, Evil, and Yujiro Takahashi. Now, if it was my decision, I'd have Evil involved in more important storylines, but for now, I could see them having a run with the 6-man championship. So that's my pick. I'm going with the House of Torture winning this match. Next up, we have the Provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2021 Championship. It's going to be defended in an amateur wrestling match. That is the stipulation decided by the fans. You have Toru Yano taking on the Great-O-Kahn. And there's been a pretty good feud brewing between these two competitors. They first met in the New Japan Cup, where Yano caused Great-O-Kahn to have to cut his own hair when he tied it to the barricades. They met again just recently in the G1, where Great-O-Kahn just beat the holy hell out of Yano for making him cut his hair. He even brought the lock of hair down to the ring. This is going to be an interesting match. Both of these men are very highly decorated amateur wrestlers in college. And with the Great-O-Kahn just obsessed with the idea of having Yano kiss his foot, that was one of the match stipulations that the fans could choose. It was either that or the amateur wrestling style match. And as you can see, the amateur wrestling match stipulation is the one that won. So yeah, we're going to get the amateur wrestling match, which is going to be good, but we all know it's going to involve a whole lot of shenanigans, which is why I think Yano is going to pick up the victory here. This is going to be kind of a half silly, half goofy match. And I think Yano, he's going to walk away with the win. I don't think Great-O-Kahn losing is going to hurt any of his momentum. Yeah, I'm going with Yano. Next, we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match between Robbie Eagles defending against El Desperado. Eagles has had a great second half thus far in 2021. He returned shortly after the COVID shutdown at this past July's Wrestle Grand Slam at the Tokyo Dome, where he challenged El Desperado for the junior heavyweight title, and he tapped him out. Then he went on to defeat Himoru Takahashi at the Wrestle Grand Slam MetLife Dome show. Even I thought that Takahashi on his return match was going to defeat Robbie Eagles for the title, but no. They had Robbie Eagles defeat Takahashi, who is the biggest star in the division. So this was a huge win for Robbie. El Desperado wanted a rematch, but Robbie Eagles persuaded him to defend the Junior Tag Team Championship belts first. So on the road to Power Struggle at Korakuen Hall, Kanemaru and El Desperado put up their titles against Robbie Eagles and Tiger Mask, and they lost. Robbie Eagles and Tiger Mask won in the main event of that show, and what a moment that was. Robbie Eagles is now crowned a double champion. So El Desperado, he's able to get his rematch, but I don't think he's going to be regaining the title. I think it's going to be Robbie Eagles walking into the Best of the Super Juniors tournament as the junior heavyweight champion. Next up, we have the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match between Hiroshi Tanahashi versus challenger Kenta. This match seems a bit thrown together on the surface. I mean, they did tease us with the Chase Owens challenge during the G1 after Chase got that clean victory over Tanahashi, but instead Owens allows Kenta to challenge for Tanahashi first. I mean, it's not like they don't have history. I mean, it was Kenta who took the briefcase that he won in the New Japan Cup USA to challenge for the USA Heavyweight Championship, and he cracked that briefcase over Tanahashi's head. So they do have a little bit of heat still. They have some history with each other, but I still think Tanahashi is going to get the victory in this match. I would like to see Kenta win a title. I would rather have him win something like the Never Openweight Championship, which is being held by Jay White, who is in US currently. So I don't know. I don't think that it's the proper time for Tanahashi to lose. Again, you have Wrestle Kingdom coming up. This is the last big show before Wrestle Kingdom, so no reason why Tanahashi should lose before Wrestle Kingdom. So, yep, that's going to be my final decision. Tanahashi for the win. Next up, we're going to have the IWGP World Heavyweight Right to Challenge contract for Wrestle Kingdom. Kazuchika Okada defending his contract versus Tama Tonga. Yes, it's a contract, but Kazuchika Okada is sporting the old IWGP World Heavyweight Championship title, which he is carrying around instead of the briefcase. Sorry, this is going to be a good match, but Tama Tonga is not going to win. Jay White was the first and only man to challenge for the right to challenge contract and actually win it. I like Tama, but I think he's taking an L tonight. Not much to say about this match. It's pretty straightforward. And in our main event, we're going to have Shingo Takagi defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship versus Zack Sabre Jr. And this is also going to be Shingo's, well, maybe Shingo's last title defense before Wrestle Kingdom. He's going to be facing the man who tapped him out in the G1 Climax tournament. That being the man, Zack Sabre Jr., who also tapped out Naito and put him on the shelf. So this is a bit personal. He not only tapped out the champ, but he tapped out the champion's faction leader and put him on the shelf. However, Zack ain't winning that title. We all know this. Shingo Takagi got way too much business to take care of at Wrestle Kingdom. It's crazy. Shingo Takagi got way too much going on at Wrestle Kingdom. There's no way in hell Zack Sabre Jr. is taking that title away from him before that. So it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a long match. Zack promised to break Shingo's arm, but it's not going to happen. Sorry. As much as I love Zack Sabre Jr., he is not going to win this match. And that's going to be it for my predictions. 9 matches coming up this Saturday. So let's go ahead and take it home. I want to thank you all for tuning in for my predictions of this upcoming Power Struggle event. If you've enjoyed these predictions, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I am looking to get 100 subscribers by the end of November. If you remember, that was my original goal for the end of the G1 Climax tournament. I didn't quite hit it, but I am not giving up on you guys, and you guys should not give up on me. I'm going to continue putting out this New Japan content because I love the product. You guys can catch me on all social media platforms. Links are going to be in the description. That'll take you to my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. Go ahead and give all those a like and a follow. And don't forget to show the Saturday Night Slamcasters podcast some love. Links are in the description. That'll take you to our podcasting host site, our YouTube channel, Facebook page, and our Facebook group. Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. I will be back with my review of Power Struggle. Until then, come get slammed.